Hey guys, well, just out here I wanted to shoot a video on something that we did at the Wolfe Customs gathering. Just kind of needed to get out of the house. I've been suffering from the flu for the last couple of days, and today I'm starting to feel a tiny bit better, and I just needed to get out of the house. So the challenge at the Wolfe Customs gathering was to make a sustainable fire out of one log. So I've got a log here, it's a piece of poplar, and I want to split this down and make tinder out of it and make all my different size kindling all the way up to larger sticks out of this one log. I'm going to process this log down with my axe. At the gathering they allowed you to use 2 cutting tools. Now obviously I used a saw to cut this, but I mean, you know, I could have used my axe. But it's mainly once you have the log, how do you make a sustainable fire out of it. So I'm going to use my Letterling's large hunting axe, and I'm going to try to strike the ferro rod with this axe as well. I'm not going to do it with the blade because I have other tools and I just don't see a reason for that. I mean, obviously if this was all I had and that's what I needed to do, then that's what I would have to do, but I don't need to do that, so I'm not going to. So anyway, forgive me if I'm a little spacey. Like I said, I've been battling the flu, and today's the first day I even felt semi-human. So I'm going to process this log down with my axe and see if I can't get a sustainable fire out of it. I am no expert at using an axe, but I do use a maul quite a bit, and you know, I'm not an expert on safety or anything like that, but I don't know if you noticed that when I strike my axe down, I'm not striking it down like this. Mine is a more straight stroke, and that's why, you know, it's always good to have a log underneath you if you can, a stump like this. If you can't, I would drive my axe into the dirt before I made it swing back towards me like this. Like I said, I've split a lot of wood in my day, not with an axe, usually with a maul, and that's kept me safe, yes. Now with this challenge, the first thing I would do would be just like what I've been doing, and shaving off the outside pieces. The outside pieces are, if there is any moisture in this wood, it's going to be in the outside pieces. Like I can feel it here when I let it dump in the dirt. Feel a little bit of moisture in there. This little sliver from the inside seems like a good candidate for a feather stick or a fuzz stick for me. That's what I'm going to process first. It's a nice sunny day out. I'm going to process up, and if it gets a chance to dry out, so much the better. So the wind's trying to take some of my feather sticks. I might just put like some sort of a backdrop here. so that they don't go flying everywhere. Okay, so that's the amount of feather sticking material I was able to get. I should have probably 3 times that much, but I think that might work. If this was a race or something, I would have lost because I've been taking my time, being real careful. It's probably been 5 minutes. It's probably taken me or so to get that much stuff. So I'm not going to try any fuzz stick material. I tried it already. It didn't really work out so good for me. So now I'm going to go on to the next size diameter tinder. Set all this stuff aside to dry. A little bit thicker curls. Got my hand, I don't know if you can see that, but I got my hand well away from the blade. And if that doesn't work, then I'll chop down here a little something easy. Right like that. So there again, handles up here, and I'm working on my material down there. See, if you're safe, and I don't mean to say that I'm like the safest guy in the world, but if you're safe, even a slip, I mean that was a controlled slip, but a slip like that, you're not going to cut yourself. Alright. if you don't feel comfortable doing it like this. It's probably not the safest way, but like I said, I've been doing this kindling, chopping type stuff for quite a while, and if you're careful with it, you can do it. But if you don't want to do it like that, take another piece and hold it. Or your side split method. Okay, I'm going to process some more. I want some sizes this size or smaller actually. Probably I'd like it to be about half this size. So I'm just going to keep processing. I need a good handful of that. Stuff like this is what I need some more of. So I'm going to process some of that down and get back with you. Okay, I've got my last big piece left. What I'm trying to do now is trying to make some little tiny pieces of fuel here, pieces of kindling. And so what I'll do is I'll put the blade of the axe right on the very end of this piece of wood. I get it started. Now I'm going to dramatically, even if I bust it, even if it breaks, I'm going to dramatically increase the angle of the axe into the piece of wood. And just work it down. So once again, I'll start about an 1/8 inch or so. I'm going to increase the angle. And then I get these pieces that you know, they have a lot of surface area on them. And by the way, that's just like dry skin or something. I didn't cut myself. Anyway, see, it's got a lot of surface area. It'll break apart there. It's just, I don't know, maybe you guys know that, but I've cut a lot of kindling in my day. All right. Well, we're getting pretty close. I've got my fuel. I'll probably cut this piece down one more time. So here's my fuel. My next size down from that, some of these are a little big, but I'll put like this size on and this size on and smaller. And then my beginning stuff, my tinder, and then my pencil lead type stuff, which, like I said, it needs to be separated a little bit better. But there we go. I'm going to set some bark down and try to get this sucker going. Okay, here's my little pile of feather sticking. If I were able to get that to catch up, I'm going to be putting on some of these other curls and then just going from there. I am going to try my axe, like I said, to start this with, but if it doesn't work, I'm going to try my striker. Doesn't look promising. There's really no rough edges. There's one right here. Alright, well that's a fail. And like I said, I'm not going to use my blade. I just don't see a need for that for this. I've got it barely perched on this log. I should have put a piece of bark underneath it, but I didn't want the bark to kind of help it, especially not birch bark. So it's going to take me a second to get it lit here, if I can get it lit. I'll rest my... See, I've already screwed this up. I'll rest my tinder. Rest my ferrule rod on this thing. Yeah. You have the tendency to want to blow on it, but with the wind here like this, it's really unnecessary. Here I'm already went for the bigger stuff. I should have been putting the smaller stuff on. This poplar, boy, you get it lit, and she is going to go to town. Haversack out of the way. Now I got time to let that coal bed build up a little bit. Well, I've never done this one stick fire before, but it was pretty cool. I can't see how this possibly couldn't be a sustainable fire. I think I could walk away from this for about 20 minutes and she'd still be good. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, I just needed to kind of get out of the house and do something. So take care, guys.